As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner, YouGov, offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. The first one we discussed was this article about Guild Esports terminating their Fintech partnership over delays and payment issues. So if you remember, a year ago, they announced a £3.6 million deal, sponsorship deal, but they never named the sponsor. Well, as it turns out, we still don't know the name of the sponsor, but this deal is being canceled because evidently the sponsor didn't pay and never did anything, it seems. So we discussed that and why, for example, Guild Esports didn't sue, why they're just agreeing to cancel it, why they're not going after the company for that £3.6 million. So there was an interesting legal discussion there. Why was that? What was the... Well, you have to tune into the podcast to find out.
Well, what's surprising to me, yeah, that's fair. I'm always a few weeks late, so I'll be listening to that like on Thanksgiving. So the interesting to me, I mean, with Guild Esports being a public company, it's like, isn't there some risk to them? I mean, announcing a deal and then kind of like never getting paid and not doing the deal, it sort of opens up a little bit of risk to them in terms of if there was people who bought the stock after, after that was announced, and now I'm sure the stock has gotten hurt based on, this is a pretty big chunk of their revenue, I would think. So, yeah,
Jeff, great minds think alike. I also asked that question, so there we do have that discussion on the podcast.
All right, I'll stay tuned. I'll get to that one soon.
And just to be clear, the stock dropped 10% on this news, which is not insignificant. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good question, and it's interesting also. And this is the last thing we talked about on the podcast, which is, will we ever know the name of this sponsor, this fintech sponsor, right? Like, will they remain anonymous forever? Because in some ways, like, you hopefully don't want them doing more bad deals in the esports space.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know. I didn't read the article and I didn't see the filing or anything like that. But the way this is written makes it seem like Guild sort of terminated the relationship and, maybe didn't get paid. But I guess the question could be, is it possible that Guild wasn't delivering what this fintech company, what was agreed upon in the contract, and thus that's why the deal was terminated, and that's also why they're not suing, because they didn't, provide the amount of eyeballs they said they would, or the asset. There's always two sides to any divorce kind of thing.
It's possible. That's definitely not the statement that Guild made. Guild made it very clear.
Of course
they didn't pay. Let me just read Bruno's comment here, because we are going to get to this. Bruno says, how about the FaZe Clan SPAC news? Is the ultimate hoodie org really worth $1 billion? Bruno, I promise you, we are going to get into this today. It's on the docket for the news we're going to discuss today. And we're going to go in depth, I think, on this one, because I think everyone has strong opinions on FaZe's SPAC. Wani says hoodie org, LOL. Yes, that is... They are the ultimate hoodie org. Maybe them, 100 Thieves, probably the ultimate hoodie org, but let me just tease this one last thing, guys, and then we'll get into some new news.